Players is the brand new Netflix original film that hit the streaming service on Valentine's Day. This film comes from the director of Pitch Perfect 3. This movie stars Gina Rodriguez, who plays Mac. Mac is a sports writer at a local newspaper, which she has four other friends. They are played by Adam, played by Damon Wayans Jr. You also have Augustus Prue playing Brannigan, Little played by Joel Courtney, and Ashley played by Lisa Koshy. This friend group makes plays. They go out to the bars all the time and they make plays for each other to be able to have hookups or one night stands with random strangers. But on one night, Mac gets set up to hook up with Nick, played by Tom Ellis, who is this wealthy, good-looking guy. And at this point in Mac's life, she is done just doing these plays to get hookups. She wants a play for them to be in a full-time, long-term relationship and the battles of that. The film is an hour and 45 minutes and is TV mature. Welcome back to a brand new movie review here on Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Dinneberg. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, ring the bell. I talk movies, including doing reviews, out of theater reactions. I do TV show reviews, movie rankings, as well as every single Tuesday, my box office show. So please subscribe, ring the bell if you're new to the channel. Comment down below. Did you see Players? Did you watch it on Valentine's Day? Was it a good watch for you, or was it another Netflix rom-com? Like the video as well, guys, helps the YouTube algorithm out. So the more you guys like the video, the more my videos will be recommended to new viewers. So I knew nothing about this movie. I walked in completely blind, had no idea what the plot was. So let's get into my thoughts on the new Netflix rom-com that came out on Valentine's Day. And the overall thoughts on this movie is that very similar to the movie I just reviewed on Prime Video called Upgraded. This is basically a copy and paste of a lot of romantic comedies, except they add this player element to it and a lot of sports element into it because obviously Mac is a sports writer. They're making plays. There's a lot of sports references. Um, and it's funny, she's a sports writer. I'm also a sports writer at a newspaper in the Philadelphia Inquirer, and at the moment, and it's very fun to see someone who's kind of my same job. Obviously, she's a beat writer. I'm an intern, but very interesting perspective. You don't really also, and sadly, don't see this a lot, which is women in movies or shows, just their whole character is about them loving sports. You just don't really see that often. And it was nice. And I think overall, the best part about this movie, sorry, what I was about to say is the cast. This is a really likable ensemble that it's hard for you not to root for the particular characters in the movie, but especially Gina Rodriguez and Damon Wayans Jr., because that whole relationship is they are the closest friends of this friend group. And Adam clearly is in love with Mac, but obviously that's not known to Mac. And you can see how the plot can go from there. And that's kind of the hook of the movie, which is also in the trailers, so which I watched again to make sure I'm not spoiling anything for anyone. And in this movie, Gina Rodriguez, this is clearly though her movie, and she's great in the film. She's an actress who, again, I did watch her blow up in Jane the Virgin, but really since that show, I've seen her in basically all the other things that she has been in. A lot of Netflix movies, a lot of streaming movies, but I really have enjoyed her as a likable leading actress. She can do serious, she can do the comedy, and she can do the rom-coms like this. She's extremely likable in the movie. Equally as likable is Damon Wayans Jr., who I've been watching for a lot longer. And while he definitely is probably the funniest character of this movie, in my opinion, the character isn't just played for jokes. He is a sincere, just good guy who is sticking up for his friend. No matter if he wants to take that to the next level or not, he always sticks up for Mac throughout the entire movie. And Wayans is a really likable guy throughout the entire film. The core group of friends also just have great chemistry together. And you are at times swept up in the cast chemistry because if you didn't care about the cast, you didn't find the actors likable, this movie would kind of just fall apart underneath itself. But you do tend to care about the cast and the characters and things like that. And I'm also a huge fan of the sports angle that's kind of thrown into this movie. I wish it was incorporated more into the movie, but it's in there enough that for someone like me who's a massive sports fan, I really enjoyed that. But let's move into the negative side, which is basically once you see this opening scene, an opening sequence of the movie, very similar to the movie I just saw in Upgraded, you know each step of the way we're going to get, and you know exactly what the last scene of the movie is, and you know where we're going to end up by the end of the film. And they kind of try to throw some wrenches, but you can see them coming a mile away. I think the movie at times also focuses too much on the Mac and Nick relationship more than Mac and Adam, because Mac and Adam have a much longer friendship than Mac trying to become a new romantic fling for Nick. And I just think there was also in like this second act heading into the third act, there's like a big portion of the movie where Adam's just not in the film, and it's heavily just focused on Nick and Mac. And that's when the movie becomes really not interesting because you don't like Nick. He's not an interesting guy, in my opinion. He clearly is not right for Mac throughout the entire movie, but we're stuck on this relationship because that's where we are in the movie. And I think the movie misses it when Adam is not in the movie at all. Another problem for the movie is that this concept is a good concept, but this movie stretches out the runtime too much. The movie is an hour and 45 minutes, and it feels more like a 2-hour, 2:10 movie. It just drags because of the predictability factor, the kind of the drama, you don't really feel it because you know exactly what is going to happen. And it just feels hollow in some areas when big character moments happen. I think I should have been more invested in some of the big character decisions in the third act of the movie. And I was just felt dull knowing because one of the decisions makes sense, but I just didn't feel any emotional weight with these character decisions. So this is a movie that was frustrating for me because I love this cast. I love this ensemble. And there was a really great rom-com in here. But the movie sticks too much to the stereotypes and the basics, really, of the romantic comedy genre. It has some nice, fresh elements, but the overall movie has this predictability. You've been here, done this with this genre. It just didn't interest me, and the big moments of the movie just felt dull, in my opinion. So overall, I'm gonna probably enjoy this movie more than most people, but I'm gonna give Players a 2.5 out of 5. I'm gonna go 51% for the new Netflix rom-com. What are your thoughts on this movie? Let me know in the comment section down below. Busy week of reviews, so stay tuned for my YouTube channel for more videos coming soon.